everyone, welcome to Juwai.Aiki's weekly international prop chat. My name is May, international property consultant based in Hong Kong, also your host of today. On behalf of IQI Global, the largest Asia's real estate tech platform, and a member of Juwai.Ai, I would like to thank you all for tuning in and supporting our Friday night program. In this program, we will feature various real estate opportunities and investment criteria all across the world. And at the same time, we will be sharing with you the hottest and newest projects hence, do join us every Friday at 9:30 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today's exciting topic is family migration to Europe. With no further delay, let's welcome our special guest, Sarah Chan, also an international property consultant. Hey, Sarah, thank you for coming to be our guest today. I heard you have been to lots of countries in Europe. Can you tell us more about your experiences?
Hi, May. Nice to meet you, and also nice to meet everyone. First of all, thanks for inviting me. And yes, I have been in Europe for around 4 years and have been to quite a lot of European countries, including I started from Greece and then, for example, Italy, and some the east side like Slovenia or Croatia. And also, for example, I went to Budapest in Hungary, a very special country, and also some Central European countries like Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and also some northern part of Europe, like Denmark. And I did see Sweden, but did not go there. From Helsingør in Denmark. I saw it in the Helsingør Harbor, but I did not go to Sweden because I forgot to buy the ticket. It only takes like 10 minutes by ship to go there.
Oh, so fast.
Yep. And that's why it's just like you can see it from, you can see Central from Juwai.
Oh,
for example,
so close,
it's really close to each other. And also, I've been to Russia. If it also counts as part of Europe, because usually people would say it's Eurasia, and yeah, that is always people just always sometimes argue about it. And then I also have been to, for sure, UK, Spain, and Portugal.
That's so a lot of countries. Did you count how many in just 4 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, I lived in several countries and I visited a lot of countries. And within Europe, you can always just go across the other countries because you don't need any visa or anything to go to the other country. It's quite convenient, I would say. And I also used to have an Instagram blog sharing travel tips. And if you are interested, just let me know.
Yeah, please share. I want to see your travel photos. Especially now, can't really travel now at this time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it will get better. More and more people are getting vaccinated now.
Yeah. So how would you say the European lifestyle was like?
European lifestyle. I mean, Europe, it's quite big, and that's why European lifestyle is a quite general term, but. There are common things that you can definitely spot when you talk about how European lifestyle is like. And one of the most important things I say will be they value your work-life balance and also your personal development and also family quality time so much.
So Europeans are more just like have a more balanced life, you would say. And then they also value more like arts and culture, and then like a more spacious lifestyle.
Yeah, I can give you an example actually. When I first arrived in Europe, and then I was talking to some new friends for sure, and then they would say like, "Oh, I have to work so hard every day," and I was like, "Yeah, but then do you have to work maybe from sometimes 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock?" And they were surprised and say like, "No." And even maybe sometimes there will be, but technically they have law protecting the employees. For example, you can only work 40 hours per week, or if you are working 7 days per week, you have to give your employee 1 day off.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
What about when you were working in Hong Kong?
Oh, that was a period when I worked from around 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock at night. And when
That's so late.
when I told the experience to my friends and my colleagues right now, they're like, wow, it's not going to happen. We will not let you work too long.
That's good. They value like the employees' like health and all time.
Yep. And also they really care about your personal development and to have a balance. Like for example, they tend to separate work and life to have a clear cut in between it. So even if you're colleagues and you work so close to each other, after work you can still hang out, but you will not talk about work, and you might be able to discover some fun side of them, like aside from how you talk to them normally or work with them normally. Like after work, they could be a very fun person. So it's a completely different life before and after work.
So in other terms, like in terms of lifestyle compared to Hong Kong, is there other, what do you find more interesting then?
I'll say both sides are interesting, but it really depends on which lifestyle you prefer. For example, because like for me, Hong Kong always gives people an impression like everything is so fast, even though like during lunchtime.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Central.
Yeah. Everybody knows it in Hong Kong. And for example, when you need to exchange from one carriage to another at Central Station, everybody just keep rushing, and then they have to run to the next one, and they don't want to miss that 1 minute. But
I know. You really have to walk to their speed to catch up.
Yeah, and I also used to do it.
Oh, okay.
That's why when it comes to comparison, I really know how the difference is. And in Europe, it tends to, because also Hong Kong, it has one of the highest density of population on earth, and that's why people always don't have enough space. And even when you walk in the street, you're just so close to each other. But in Europe, it's quite big, I would say, and also they don't have a lot of people. The population compared to Hong Kong, density-wise, is definitely lower, and that's why they tend to have their own space. Like for example, I am not like there are also people living with me in the same flat, but we tend to have our own space because we don't want to be like squeezed into a small area all the time. We also will have our common area, but I will have my own like small working room, and that's what I like a bit about Europe, because you can like personal space is very important.
Yeah, so I would guess that it's more affordable, like housing wise in Europe.
If you want to ask about it, let's do a small comparison. How much do you need to pay for a flat in maybe Kowloon or maybe on Hong Kong Island?
I will say you need at least maybe 10 million Hong Kong dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that one is like a very normal one.
Okay, then
not fancy.
Yeah, maybe in the UK or maybe in some European countries like Portugal, you only have to pay like 2.8 million Hong Kong dollars, and then you can buy a whole house.
Wow, or that's so worth it.
Yeah, I would say it's very different. The price range in Hong Kong is a lot higher.
Yeah, I think it's considered one of the most like expensive cities in the world.
It is.
Maybe that's why a lot of people are considering Europe, like a lot of people from Hong Kong.
Yeah, but if you still want like a city outlook, you can just maybe consider the UK, because they have like a similar city design. It also has a lot of skyscrapers, and everything looks more modern and also very convenient. So if you still want to keep the city life kind of feeling, you can just choose the UK. That is also fine. But if you want to have a more a coastal kind of life, or a chill or relaxing life, then maybe for example, Portugal, Spain will definitely fit you.
Oh, sounds like London will be a good choice for people from Hong Kong?
It really depends on your personal
Really depends on.
preferences.
Oh, okay.
I cannot decide for anybody.
Yeah. But I think it's quite popular. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
are inquiring for UK properties. So I think
Yeah.
we should get to the topic for today.
Mhm.
So for Hong Kong people that's considering to immigrate to move to Europe with their family, what are the advantages for having a EU citizenship?
Mm,
For education, for starting
yeah.
a family or jobs?
Yeah, especially for bringing your family together and then migrating to Europe. I think, especially if you have kids who are still studying, then I would say getting an EU citizenship is definitely worth it because European Union has some regulation which allow EU citizenship to get free education, not just within that country. For example, if I have a Spanish passport or a Portuguese passport, I can of course study there in that country, but you can also go to other European countries to study. Maybe I can give an example if you don't mind.
Yeah, keep going. We need more details.
So I have a German friend who went to Copenhagen to study his master's degree. We can also talk more about the education policies or the norm, but in the future, I think that would be too much for the day. But okay, let's continue. So he went to Copenhagen for his master's, and he did not need to pay any tuition fee. The only thing he has to pay will be his accommodation, and everything else is already set in Germany. And then he met two friends, one from Jamaica and one from the States. So when they were talking about the tuition fee, he was kind of surprised when he heard the other two needs to pay 7,000 euros per semester, which is 14,000 euros and 140,000 euros, 140 thousand Hong Kong dollars, which is quite expensive. Or maybe compared to state or the UK is not so expensive, but if you already have an EU citizenship, you don't have to pay for it. And also, as an EU citizen, and when you go there to study, you don't have to pay for anything. That's the first thing. And when you get a student job and work for maybe 10 to 12 hours per week, then you get subsidy money from the government. It's kind of a weird concept, but it's just like this. So if you work for maybe 10 hours a week, then you even get money back from the government. So that is
so
free
good.
tuition. Yeah. And also insurance is included. And like health insurance is included. And also you get money back from different governments when you work there.
Wow. So even for like medical and dental insurance, dental is all like taken care of?
Good question. That's a very important point, especially during this pandemic period. So most of the European countries has a mandatory insurance for everybody, which means maybe you definitely, like some countries will ask you to pay for a certain amount of money, not a lot compared to, for example, the insurance price in Hong Kong and what they include. So when you need to get an appointment for your regular body check, it's free. That's the first one. And maybe sometimes you want to get some allergy check or some when you want to check for your thyroid gland, it is also free. You just have to go there and tell the doctor that you might want to check this, then they will provide it to you. You just need to make an appointment. And also, as you mentioned, the dental check, it's also included. So if you can get it, for example, like every half of a year in most of the European countries, and if you got a that tooth, then you can also just get a fix immediately. And also like normal, if you get a fever and thing, you can also just go there. You just need to bring your insurance card or the insurance book, and then you can just go there and then go to the doctor and tell him what your problem is, and you don't have to pay for it unless you need to get some specific medicine, then you will have to pay for it, but normally you don't have to. And also another thing, for example, for if you need a physiotherapist, that is also free. And also, if you want to see a psychologist or a psychological therapist, it's also free. You just have to find the right one.
Wow, sounds like the European government really takes good care of their citizens. What about for like job opportunities, like for Hong Kong people? Like, would it be easy to like find a job there?
Honestly speaking, getting a job is not super easy for both the locals and the foreigners.
True.
But of course, if you already can speak English and also Chinese, including Cantonese and Mandarin, you have a big advantage. But of course, if you are in a country that does not speak, not a lot of people speak fluent English, then maybe you need to learn a bit of the local language as a start, and then maybe they will provide you language courses, and eventually you'll just be able to speak it. But knowing English is the most important thing, and also since Europe is having a lot of business ties with Asia, APAC now, if you know any Asian languages, then you get a pretty good advantage, I would say.
Yeah.
Normally, they would normally say like half of a year to get a job is just normal, which surprised me before.
What do you mean?
Oh, like half a year to get a job.
Oh yeah, that's so hard.
It is because they want to make sure that you are the best candidate, and that's why maybe there will be 2 to 3 interviews.
Wow.
And since Europe is also quite big, so when you need to travel, even if you're in the same country, for example, I want to go from Porto to Lisbon, I also have to travel, and it might take, I don't know how many hours of train that you have to take, but that takes time. And so also you have to arrange, and also you have to arrange a move, and it also takes time.
So proud of you for getting a job in Europe. What was your experience? Must be challenging, right?
Quite challenging, I would say, because and you have to go through a lot of applications, and as a foreigner, you really have to prove yourself that you are the best candidate, and it's a long path, I would say. So if you have any other better options to migrate to Europe, then maybe you should take it.
Yeah. So, what are the ways to get a European citizenship then?
So normally there are 3 paths. The first and the second one will be study and work. First study and then you get a job, or you just get a job at a company in Europe. Then you can just go there and then work for 5-7 years, and then you can get you can consider getting a passport. But if you already have a career, for example, in Hong Kong, then you might not be able to take this option, because by working and studying, it means you have to stay there, and you also have to learn their language, and you have to go through a lot of bureaucracy or documentation work. I would say it's not the easiest, and also the myth that European bureaucracy is not a joke, I can tell you.
Sounds like you experienced a lot.
Yeah, I've been through a lot, and that's why I can tell you that it's not the easiest. Excuse me?
Please share. Yeah.
So I had to submit a lot of forms, and there was an occasion when one of the staff who dealt with my application forgot to give me an extra form to fill in, and that's why all the other steps were rejected, and it took me another whole year to fix it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
long story short, it was a long journey.
I'm glad you got it now.
Yeah, I also got a lot of people helping me out. So generally people here are quite friendly, and they want to help you. As long as you try to seek for help, then and you are willing to fit in, then you will not find difficulties.
And then what are the other ways for citizenship?
Yeah, the last one will be the easiest one. especially if you are already working and you have a family, then I would definitely suggest you having the investment migration, because usually if you are having an investment migration, then you only need to like invest in a property for sure, and then do some documentation work, and it only takes 3 to 4 months to process, compared to the 5 to 7 years is not a lot, and then you can already
Yeah.
get the residence permit, and then somehow you only have to stay for like a week or two, and then you can get you can consider getting the passport, and you can also bring your family together with just a few steps. So instead of filling in a lot of documents again and again, and so many forms and so many appointments, investment migration is definitely a lot easier. I wish I knew it earlier.
Wait, so how long will the process be? Like if you so the entire investment procedure, is it just 3 to 4 years? And then you can stay there forever?
It depends. So the procedure, the whole signing and visa processing procedure only takes 3 to 4 months. But the whole process will maybe last 3 to 5 years. But during those years, you don't have to be there. You just need to have your investment there, your investment states, and you can be somewhere else. Keep having your career, and then at the end, eventually, you can just get your citizenship there. So it will be a lot more convenient if you already have a great career in somewhere else. It will be more convenient, and you can just maybe go there for 1 to 2 weeks per year.
Is it for any country in Europe or specific ones?
Currently, not a lot of countries that offer you to have the option of migration investment. So I'll just give some examples, like the UK and also Portugal, and maybe Greece too. So these countries will allow you to make the investment and then to migrate there also with your family. So not your family means not just your kids and also your parents. So 3 generation wise.
Oh, 3 generations of family can go there too.
Yep.
That's good. So how much money do they need to have like to prepare for or budget?
It depends. The UK is definitely more expensive, but you can also look into the yield. Maybe the UK has a higher yield, and for Portugal, as I mentioned before, I think I mentioned it already. So the lowest you can go will be 280K, which is 2.7 million Hong Kong dollars. So compared to how much you need to spend to buy a flat in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and you get a passport. Is it a passport or a resident permit?
First residence permit and then a passport. So it's both of them. You first get the residence permit and then you get a passport.
Wow, that's really cool. And then all the 3 generations.
Yep, and the most important thing is these passports, these countries allow you to have a dual citizenship, which means you can keep
Hong Kong passport. Wow.
Yep.
We need to explore further into this.
Yep, and as I say, when you buy the properties in, for example, in Portugal, like maybe you buy a vineyard for 280K euros, then you can have it forever, because when you buy it, you own it, and it will not be taken away. Then it could become a family property for generations.
And it also it's like spacious enough to fit all your 3 generations of family. Wait, so how do you personally, how did you get the citizenship? It's through the job, right?
I haven't got the citizenship yet, but I'm having my residence permit.
Oh, okay.
That's why I would definitely, if I knew it earlier, or if I had enough money, I would definitely go for the investment migration option.
So what can Juwai provide for sourcing and investment property in Europe?
I think the answer is pretty obvious. Like Juwai provides a lot of property projects in European countries, especially in the UK and Portugal. So the types of projects is not just like a flat or a house or resort. That is definitely possible. They are probably definitely possible, but you can also buy like investment funds or like even supermarkets or vineyard. Yep, that is also possible. And it's not very expensive. As I said, lowest you can go will be 280k euro,
So
which is 2.8 million Hong Kong dollars.
So we can also buy a vineyard too?
Yeah, you can, definitely.
For which country?
In Portugal, because I'm not sure if the UK produces red or white wine, because I think the UK is more famous for Scotch whiskey or liquor, but Portugal is quite famous for the red and white wine and also sparkling wine.
Wow.
If you search for it on Google or search for it online, then you can definitely find the northern part of Portugal is one of the oldest wine brewery, the wine producer area in Europe.
Actually, owning a vineyard sounds like a great business as well.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And by owning a.
Do you know why they are encouraging people to buy vineyards?
Because they need investment to refurbish their machinery and also their huts, for example, to provide better service and a better production chain for them. And by owning the vineyard, you also get your own brand and your own, for example, red wine for collection each year.
Cool. So what other projects does Juwai have? Like, in which countries do we have? Portugal, and then where else in Europe?
At the moment, also in the UK, because that basically covered the because the UK is not part of the European Union anymore. So I would say UK and basically the continental Europe. So these two countries are currently the major countries that we have, the Juwai has projects in, but also in a lot of other countries as well, like Canada, like the States, and even Japan or Malaysia, for example. So everywhere in the world. So it probably covers every places that you can talk about, you can mention.
Yeah, okay, so if our viewers are interested in immigrating to Europe or finding properties in UK or Europe, you guys can contact Sarah for more information.
Yeah, and also if you want to do some like small quiz to see which country you fit in more, then at the end of our session today, there will also be a link attached in the chat box, and you can do a short quiz and see if you fit into maybe the UK more or Australia more, for example. Stuff like this. You can do a test.
Really? What is the giveaway then?
There will be giveaway. There will be giveaway. So
I want to see what the gift is before I take the quiz.
There will be some analysis sent to you. What are the opportunities that you can browse if you want to take immigration as an option, according to the things that you chose and also the result of the quiz. So that would be interesting. Okay. If you like, you can also take the quiz.
I think I'll take the quiz and then get the gift. Wait, so the quiz will help you identify which country will fit you more, right? To immigrate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. So thank you for sharing your insightful experiences in Europe. If you have any questions or require further information, please drop us a message in the comment box below or just private messages directly. And you can also visit our website, www.iqiglobal.com. And do stay tuned for our Facebook Live on every Friday night to learn more. It's at 9:30 every Friday. And for next week's program, we'll be having a large guest called from Canadian real estate developer Tridal. She has worked there for many, many years and will be sharing her experiences with us next Friday. And I also know you have the next episode coming up, right?
Yeah, on the 23rd of July, we are going to have a session about life in the UK. We will have a speaker who has lived in the UK for 10 years, and then she is going to share a lot of tips or tricks that you can maybe make a lot of friends in the UK, or how to integrate into the community, for example, and also some maybe property investment tips.
Sounds great. So if you guys have missed any of our episodes, you can log into our Facebook IQI International Sales page or YouTube to watch the replay. So please support us by sharing our program to your friends and family and give us likes. And so meanwhile, everyone, please stay safe and take care. I'm May, signing off now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, May.